Let's have a look at my banner. It says weekly uploads. And if you look at my upload history, you will see that I haven't managed to upload for around 2 months. So I had a 2 months gap. I failed on my self-set goals and on my commitment. It's not like I didn't want to upload, but there was a central question popping up. The question was, why should I invest 20 to 40 hours on producing one single video if I could sit on this couch and do nothing, just breathe air? Or I could watch a Netflix series, I could meet with friends. You could say it's not a big deal, right? Just change your banner from weekly to upload every 2 months and the problem would be solved, but it's not like that. Consistency is key on YouTube. I figured YouTube is actually a very sad place. It's kind of like a graveyard of unfulfilled dreams. People start with ambitious goals, but only 10% make it. And if you struggle with consistency or you're considering quitting, watch the video, maybe it can help you as well. To understand the problem, we have to analyze the problem. Let's start analyzing my struggle. And as far as I see it, many people starting on YouTube or doing creative projects have exactly the same struggles. Let's start with the question, why did I start in the first place? I started because I always wanted to have a YouTube channel, but also because it was part of the part-time YouTube Academy to publish 1 video per week as part of the homework assignments. For 6 weeks, it went well, but when I finished the course, I had no external motivator anymore and I had no internal motivators in place. So basically I lacked a why that kept me going. You could also see it from the effort reward perspective. I put a lot of time into it, like 20 plus hours per video, but the rewards were very little. The short-term gratification, the dopamine injection you're used to from different areas of life was not working properly. You could start thinking, maybe my title is bad, my video quality and production quality is not good enough. 20 to 40 hours per video. Why should I invest so much time? You could ask, is it even necessary to invest so much time? No, it is not. So there is no scale for my level of perfectionism, and I have to remind myself oftentimes that 80% of perfect is good enough. Recently, I reread The Dip by Seth Godin. It helped me to gain a new perspective on my situation. The Dip is about what projects should you commit to and which not, when is the right time to quit, when should you not quit, and how to face the feeling of pain, struggle, and resistance. He starts with introducing graphs, and the first graph is called cul-de-sac. You could translate it to the dead end. It's like a dead-end project or a dead-end job or a career. It doesn't matter how much effort you put into the project, you will get the same rewards. And Seth Godin suggests to get out of a situation like that as soon as possible, or you have to accept that your job or career reached an end. You're getting nowhere. The next graph he introduces is called the cliff. At a project that looks like a cliff, you put some work into it and you get rewarded, but at some point you're not getting rewarded anymore. For example, it could be something like a consulting job where you're working 16 to 18 hours per day. It's paying good, but at some point you have to quit because you burned out. Or maybe it's about smoking. You enjoy it for a while, but then you stop because you have lung cancer. And the third one is called The Dip. The Dip is a project that is very rewarding. The more effort you put into it, the more exponential growth on the rewards you get. But at the beginning you have this dip phase. You have to put a lot of effort into it. You feel the pain, the resistance, and the struggle. And many people quit here because it's getting unbearable. Here's a quote from Seth Godin. In the book he says, never quit something with great long-term potential just because you can't deal with the stress of the moment. Wise words, and it helped me to gain a new perspective on my situation. Many YouTubers, they put some work into it, like 6 weeks, produce a couple of videos, but then they quit because the results are not very rewarding at the initial phase. You have to decide, and the best thing is to quit at the beginning, but if you commit, then you have to find a strategy how to get through this dip phase that is associated with pain and struggle. After I finished the part-time YouTube Academy, I had no external motivator anymore, and I also had no internal motivator in place. I had no why, a why that kept me going in this period of the dip, in the struggle phase. And as you probably know, there's this very cheesy Nietzsche quote that says, "He who has a why can almost bear any how." It's cheesy, but it's true. It's true. In this 2-month period where I struggled, I was asking myself many questions that helped me find a why. First question: is this time well spent? And my answer is yes, because what would I do instead? Instead, I would probably watch Netflix series after work, so yes, it is good invested. What can I get out of this passion project? I can learn many very valuable skills. For example, how to film a video, how to edit a video, how to do color grading, how to tell stories, how to learn the basics of animation in After Effects. So there are many skills I can learn. I can also meet many new people. I can build this creative outlet for myself that brings me joy. What can I use YouTube for? I love to teach, and on YouTube I can teach and share my ideas on a much bigger scale. I can leave a positive impact, I can build a personal brand, and at some point turn this hobby into a side hustle. What's the worst case if I won't make it on YouTube, if I don't get monetized? The worst case is that I learned many very valuable skills that I can capitalize in the future. For example, in the last 15 years, I learned to use Photoshop and Illustrator on a very high level, and I can use it to date. And it will be the same with the video skills I'm learning at the moment. I will capitalize on them in the future. The dark why. I admit it doesn't sound very ethical and it should not be your main motivator. But you remember this person, a friend or acquaintance that laughed at you. Maybe they thought even that you're an idiot when you told them about your YouTube plans. Now you can prove them wrong and show them that you made it. Let's talk about the numbers and analytics on, for example, YouTube. People who invest time, they want to measure how far they got. Numbers are important, but you should better forget about numbers. At the beginning, people watch the numbers, the views and the subscribers, and it's painful, it's heartbreaking because nobody is subscribing and watching you, and many people stop because of that. So better don't have goals like that. There's this approach, systems versus goals. I got in touch with it the first time in Scott Adams' book, The Creator of Dilbert. He talked about it's better to build a system. We can borrow from the Stoics. What is under your control and what is not under your control. And you don't control the views, the subscribers, but what you control. You can control, for example, to post 1 video per week. You can control to try to improve on every single video slightly. You can experiment, you can follow the fun, you can follow the system 2 to 3 years, and you will build this craftsman mentality that at some point will lead to something big and to something that will pay off. Don't wait another year to make your dreams come true. I hope you found something of value in this video. Let me know in the comments how you face and overcome the dip phase. Now it's your turn. Ship creative work.